What is up, guys? My name is Kameding, and today I have a brand new video, how to not get raided in Unturned. And this is a big thing because I don't want you guys to get raided. I have a brand new vanilla server, IP in the description below, as well as my Discord to find all server info. And in that server, I really don't want you guys to get raided right away because raiding will happen, but I'm going to help you guys to not get raided so fast and maybe never get raided at all. So what I like to say, can't find, can't raid. Now that actually is a quote for many different reasons. I'm going to go through everything today. Can't find, can't raid. So first, let's go to the basic. If someone can't find your base, well then, more than likely, they're probably not going to raid it. If we look at the map, there is a couple places that we can build where people aren't going to really find your base that well. So maybe the outer edge or the corners. These places, it's going to be pretty hard for people to find your base, which in turn is going to make it so people won't be able to really raid you. So try to find for those corner bases, try to find those rocks that are pretty hidden where people won't be able to really find your base. Try to find hidden places and make your base a little small, maybe a little 1x1. That way, honestly, no one will be able to get your base. But there's a negative on that, and that's a big negative for me. And that negative is, if you do build where no one can find you, then, I mean, for you, it's going to be pretty hard to get to your base. You're going to have to go really far to loot, and then go really far to go back to your hidden base where no one knows where you are. So yes, it's effective and no many people will be able to raid you, but it's ineffective where it's very inefficient and you're going to have to run a long ways if you ever want to get to your base. So knowing that, I like building in a place where everyone can find my base. I don't like hiding my base, but in that base, I do hide my loot. So let's head over to this beauty, and what this is my base, and it's not hidden. I'm not hiding it all. I'm right here, basically, I mean, very close to the metal, not that far from St. Petersburg, a little walk from the military base, but not too far. But what's really great is I can build this anywhere. I can build this smack dab in the middle of Moscow. I mean, I don't know if I really want to because I'd have way too much foot traffic around my base. So I want a place where there's not too much foot traffic, but I don't need to make my base hidden. And let me show you why. My base isn't hidden, but my loot is hidden. Like I said before, the quote still stands. Can't find, can't raid. So granted, they can find your base, but they can't find the loot that's inside your base. So instead of building way out in the corners like around Camp Alexander or north of Crovy Estate or north of the military base or south into the water, instead I'm building out in the open, but I'm hiding my loot. Now, this is where we play a little game, and I'm gonna teach you a lot about hiding loot right here. I'm going to walk through this base, just a simple 3x3 base, nothing special, and there are, I want to say, 5+ hidden locations here of where I can hide loot and the average raider will not find it. So, I mean, less talking, more going through it. Let me just go through the base. So we open the door. It's a simple 3-door design. We have 1 door on the right, just a nice little bedroom. We have 1 door on the left, which is just 3 wooden droves and a little plaque. I should have put a little fish there, but it's okay. Going through this, we have a set of another 2 doors. We go through this first door, we just have a little couch, a little crate. We go through this second door, we just have a random spotlight that can't turn on because I have no generator, and the ladder to the second floor. And there's no second floor, but you can make this as tall as you want. The taller the better, because the more surface area you have of your base, the more places you can hide your loot. So before I go through this base, I want to talk to you about a video I did long ago called my honeycomb base, my ultimate unraidable honeycomb base. And why this base was so good was not only it was very strong because of so much honeycombed walls, although it is expensive, but all of those honeycomb walls absorb so much damage that you can make a pretty strong base. And on top of that, every single little honeycomb, I could have hid loot where I would never be fully raided. Honeycombs are your friends, which leads us to the first thing before I talk about all the hiding thing is 1 honeycomb. In this little 3x3, there was one, I guess you can call it a honeycomb or secret room, and you'll see it right here. I'll pass this ladder. I can salvage this. Salvaging is your friend, because if you salvage it, then there's no access to it. Raiders won't even think about it. Salvage this, and you will find yourselves a big old private vault room. Now, you could get unlucky, and sorry for destroying this base. Let me place that back. You could get unlucky, and if the raider destroys, let's say, this corner of the base, extremely unlucky, they find your private vault. So that's the downside to this whole thing. They can just, boom, blow up this side. Oh my goodness, I just found their private vault and get all of your stuff. So you have to be very careful on that. But what is so good about this is you can put this anywhere. And if you have a bigger base, you can figure out a different place to put this. This is the honeycomb strategy that I did a long time ago. It's the honeycomb strategy. You put your base inside, surrounded by walls where you don't have access to it unless you salvage it. And it's a good idea to do that. And if you have multiple little rooms of this, as in if you have a big base and you have little walled off rooms like this, you can scatter your loot in, let's just say, 4 or 5 different honeycombs, and in that way your loot is extremely hidden, extremely diversified, far out from everything. You will never get 100% rated, and that's all that matters. So that was the honeycomb, and that's what I wanted to talk about first, just because I did make a video on honeycombing a long time ago. If you guys didn't watch the honeycomb video, link in the description below, make sure to watch it. But let's go through the base, and actually the first stop is going to be this roof, and this roof is going to show off quite a lot actually. So let's salvage. And you will see that there is a rifle rack here. Now you might be thinking, what is a rifle rack doing in the roof? Why would I want to do that? Well, it's essentially a hidden 5x2. And rifle racks are your friends. 100% use rifle racks everywhere. I'm telling you right now, I know it kind of sucks because this rifle rack only holds 5x2. And you know, it might cost a lot, but you don't really need to do metal. Let's see how much the wooden variant of it costs. And we can see right here, it costs 5 planks and 2 metal bars. That's not super expensive. You can make quite a lot of these maple rifle racks, and you can hide it in multiple places. There are more places than just this roof. Don't even get me started. There are much more places. And what's so good about this is you can multiply this tenfold. So you have one here. Let's put another one. Basically right next to it, and as you can see, now we have 2. Let's add another one. Now we have 3, and when we put that roof back on, you cannot see it from down here, and you cannot see it from up here. It is extremely hidden, and we look through this roof, we see 3 rifle racks completely hidden. No one can ever see them unless they break through that roof. And that's why you can do this in multiple roofs. You can do this in that one. You can do this with that one up there. You can do this with that one up there. You can do this with as many roofs as you want, and you can put as many rifle racks as you want. It is endless. And now it's day, but you might be thinking, what if you put a maple strike there and you put the roof back? You're gonna be able to see the maple strike. That's true. So let me talk about 2 things you can do. This sun's a little bright. That's kind of bothering me. But one thing we can do is actually, before we put the maple strike in, we put something like, let's say, a loonie in, or really anything, but let's put a loonie in there and then the maple strike. That way the loonie actually hides the maple strike. And now if I put the roof, you can just tell right there, you can't see the maple strike, but there's a maple strike in there. Another thing you can do is not use the loonie, but instead use these XYZs. I believe if I move it on the Y scale, it'll move it sideways. That way, if I do put the roof now, since the maple strike is sideways, it completely hides it. So let's go up. It's completely hidden. It's like a sideways maple strike through the roof. So those XYZs are your friends. Make sure to use it. And you secured yourself a maple strike inside the roof. So let's go here to, I flip myself around, the bedroom. Now you're thinking it's just a little bed. I actually want to claim the left one. I'm a lefty, not a righty. Okay. And these beds actually have 2 hidden compartments where you can store a gun. Now this can be very useful if, let's say, you got raided and died, so you had to respawn to your bed, and you spawn into your bed. You're actually like right out here and you want to just grab a gun really quick. You, boom, pick up the gun. Oops. Boom, pick up the gun really fast, and you're ready to shoot. Pow, 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 and now they're dead. Let me just show you guys how you can place these very easily. You're gonna want to get a rifle rack. You're gonna want to put it as low as you can. So that would be like right here. It's basically already faded into the wall, which is very great. Then you get your bed, you do a little 90-degree turn just like that. Maybe like right there. That might do the trick. And there we go. And no one, let's just salvage that. No one will be able to ever see that. But you have a rifle rack there. So that's another little secret location you can do. Let's go back over to this side. Now there's actually 2 different secrets that there are here. Do you guys know? I'll destroy all these walls because, you know, they could come through these walls, so you never know. So let me destroy those walls. No, it's not what you're thinking. It's not in the roof. It's not in the floor. I'll talk about the 2 locations. There's one beneath this plaque, which is actually kind of interesting what you can do there. You can just place that rifle rack and then place a plaque on top. It's not the most sensible. I don't know why you'd really ever want to do that. I mean, I guess it is a little secretive, and I guess you could do that. Once again, if you do just put, like, let's say a gun in there, you're going to easily be able to see it. You can see the butt of it there. So always put something in before it. So let's say you put, like, this time let's just do a ladder and then that. And oops, I can see that ladder. So let's do a little degree turn. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. Now it's hidden with the ladder inside and a sweet old maple strike. But there's a bigger location. If we actually destroy one of these wardrobes, they might look here and you might put some, you know, fake loot. Maybe you put a little chainsaw there. You put a little rifle rack there as well for some reason. Any nice fake loot you want. You can fill these whole up with just junk. But then if you salvage this one, you get to a whole bunch of rifle racks just lined up here. And I know I don't really have anything in here, but you can put as much as you want in here. And the greatness of it all was that you weren't able to see it. In any degree you were at, you were not able to see those rifle racks. Let me place them again. You can see how easily I can place it. It acts like the rifle racks aren't even there. Make sure you can't see it. You're clear. Make sure you did it on the other side right. Also clear, and you're good to go. And just like that, think about it. When you raid, or if you've ever gotten raided, have your wooden wardrobes ever disappeared? More than likely, they have not, because no one destroys wooden wardrobes because they're not lockers. They're wooden wardrobes, which means anyone can open it, even the raider. The raider doesn't have to blow it up to be able to get the loot. They can just open the storage and get the loot. So hiding things inside these wooden storages are smart. But wait, there is more. There's actually 2 more spots that I want to show you guys. So going through this, we have one more room here. This room was just to go to the ladder. There's nothing special here besides that honeycomb place. But if we turn right here, you thought this was just a little couch and maybe a little crate. Most people probably did think that, but there actually is a locker on this lamp. I don't know if I tricked some of you guys there, but there's a locker on that lamp, and I bet a lot of people would think that that's not storage and they'll think that's just a table. But no, if you look at it, it is a locker. And granted, if they break through here, they're kind of going to see it. And you're also going to see these 2 other hidden rifle racks that I was going to talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I did hide some rifle racks here. And yeah, if they break this wall, they will see it and they will see those rifle racks. But they won't see this one right here. This was a pretty hidden one. Granted, you can see it out of the couch, but it's pretty hidden. And how I place this, literally I just place the couch in the locker first, and this just fits. Rifle racks fit anywhere. I don't know how, but they just do. Rifle racks somehow just fit everywhere and anywhere. And it's really awesome to see, actually. These rifle racks, they're your friend, I'm telling you. Now let's go to my favorite place. We talked about the roof, but we didn't talk about the floor. Now, if you have a 3x3, then your middle floor is completely secure by all the other floors. You can make it a 4x4 and have even more floors that you can protect. And what are great about floors is, depending on your terrain, if your terrain's a little bumpy, you will have some floors that are actually higher off the ground than others. And that's what you want, because if your terrain is bumpy enough, you can put rifle racks in here. That is amazing. And I didn't do any editing tricks. Let me actually salvage a lot of these, or not. I can just do it from this side, actually. What I like usually doing is using a doorway, because you could just use it on the wall like I did here, but sometimes, as you can see, I'm trying to open this up and it can't open up. I can't open up the storage. I'll show you how to do it. Just literally find a doorway, because doorways are going to be your friends, and try to find a place that has high enough terrain. Like I said, this, as you can see, the rifle rack's actually pointing out of the floor, so you're going to have a problem there. I'll just show it off. I'm going to do it here, and I'm going to do a one actually right here as well. And we're going to place the floor back because for some reason, no builds even take into account metal racks. And there you go. This one actually shows, so we might want to just salvage that one. And this one doesn't show. It's quite beautiful. And that way, every single rifle rack is 10 storages. That means it can hold a maple strike, or it could hold 10 demolition charges, maybe 5 MREs, maybe 10 scrap metal, anything you want. Your mind can go as wild as it wants. And if you have something like a maple strike that sometimes it's too tall, luckily for this, as you can see, the maple strike actually isn't too tall. It hides the maple strike completely. But if you're worried, just hit that Y button or any of the other XYZs to play with it, and it's gonna make it completely flat onto the ground. You don't have to worry about it anymore poking through the roof. That's just beautiful. And the beautifulness of this, you can do this as much as you want. So let's say I do another one here. You gotta try to go as low as you can. Another one here like that. Let's do some off this one like that. Maybe, okay, well that's all I have. Then we place the floor back. You make sure none of them are poking out. If some are poking out, you salvage them. Nothing is poking out at all. You can put as much loot as you want in that floor. Can't find, can't raid. Have you ever raided a 3x3? Have you ever raided a 3x3 and destroyed the floor in the middle? I'm sure 90% of you can say no to that one. Have you ever raided a roof, even though you're already through the base? Have you guys ever destroyed a wardrobe? Have you ever looked behind a bed? Have you ever noticed that there is one floorboard that actually doesn't have any access to it? It might be a metal vault room. This is what you want to do to not get raided. Hide your loot. If you want to hide your base in far out locations, you are welcome to. That is still a very good idea. But for me, I like building my place in the center of the map. I'm not scared of people. I want people to come to me. I like the interactions of players. That's what I like about Unturned. The interaction, the edge of my seat, thinking I might get raided anytime soon. An online raid is always fun. And that way, this is what keeps me on my toes, building a base not far from locations. Very close to locations actually, although not too much foot traffic, so don't really do it on a street per se, but still make it where you will see some people every now and then, but don't hide that base, hide that loot with a bunch of rifle racks. Rifle racks are your friends. Granted, like I said, only 10 spaces, but those 10 spaces can fit an enormous amount of spaces, and 10 turns into 20, turns into 30, turns into 100, turns into 200, turns into 300 spaces of storage. And you maybe have to make a little bit more than per se if you're doing lockers, but it doesn't have to be metal. It can be wooden because it's completely hidden. I mean, I suppose metal would be safer, but like I said, it's really not needed. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you are new. And if you learned anything from this video, make sure to comment down below. And if this does get patched, I am sorry. But for now, these rifle racks have no hitboxes, which basically means you can place anything when it comes to it. Meaning a roof, meaning a floor, meeting a wooden wardrobe. And for now, these rifle racks can be hidden. Rifle racks are your friends. Remember that. I'll see you guys next time. Join my server. Once again, Discord in the description. And I'll see you guys later.